Hello, everyone. Welcome to the TMZ podcast. Today, we're going to discuss a lot of big stories. We get the podcast started at about 7:30 a.m. It's 7:22 a.m. right now, so just going to do my homework. Usually, we pick 3 stories a day, but we only got 2 today because they're just so big. Usually, every day is a great day to be Taylor Swift. But today, I think this might be sort of like the worst news day for Taylor Swift's had in a few years, because it turns out she's been trying to distance herself from this Blake Lively drama, both physically, like you never see Blake and Taylor together anymore, and they were like best friends. So yeah, physically, but also like she's had no part. She hasn't supported Blake in any of this Baldoni stuff. She's basically been trying to push the point that she wasn't involved at all. I was not involved at all. Well, now all of these text messages have come out showing that Taylor was super involved. She was super involved. This is crazy. So there's actually, it's coming up. When is it coming up? I think it's tomorrow. There's a judgment hearing to determine if this Baldoni Blake Lively case proceeds and if they go to a full trial. Tomorrow's the day that they're going to decide whether it's going to go to a full-on trial. So that's why all of this sort of evidence is coming out now, because it needs to be presented in court anyway. But wow, Taylor Swift called Justin Baldoni a bitch. I think this bitch knows something is coming because he's gotten out his tiny violin. That sounds like a Taylor Swift song. The bitch with the tiny violin, like that sounds like a track Taylor Swift would put out. She probably will right now. But she says other stuff. What else did she say? She showed up at Baldoni's house, or is it Lively's house? Anyway, she showed up to where Baldoni was to confront him. And texts now show that she made a purposeful visit to the house in order to confront Baldoni. This is despite the fact that all the while she's been saying, no, I was just happened to be there. I didn't want to confront him. I was just a bystander. Basically, what's happened in the last 24 hours is we've learned that Taylor Swift has gone from bystander to strategist. She was strategizing with Blake Lively. She was trying to figure out, how do we get this bitch to back down? And he didn't. But it's just crazy. It's kind of like, it's almost like we've been lied to this time. And she's protected herself, understood. She didn't want to get involved in this drama. Blake Lively, her brand is nowhere where it used to be. Blake Lively's, Ryan Reynolds, a year or two ago, was he the most likable, funny guy in Hollywood? Just about. Deadpool. He was so beloved, and to a degree he still is. But even this stench has kind of wore off on him. I feel like he's isn't viewed as well these days, because Ryan Reynolds is so involved in all of this as well. They tried to recruit. So basically, it's a battle of the scripts. Baldoni is the writer. It's his film. But Blake Lively wanted to rewrite all the scripts. Not all of them. A lot of them, in her own tone. And she got help from some of her friends about this. But she wanted help convincing Baldoni, or at least the film team, that Blake's script was the one we're going to use. Not Justin Baldoni's. So in order to do this, they tried to recruit Matt Damon to help push it, Ben Affleck, Bradley Cooper, and Anna Wintour, reportedly. These are her, dragons. As Blake Lively puts it, she had dragons to protect her in these sort of, fights she had at work. She called, specifically, her dragons were Ryan Reynolds and Taylor Swift. But she had a few others. Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, Bradley Cooper, Anna Wintour, all going up against this bitch writer. Or they even said he wasn't even. They even says he's not a writer. He thinks he's a writer now. Wow, this is crazy. And then after they ambushed Baldoni at the house, Taylor and Blake. They were texting about it. Taylor said, Lively thanked Swift for this. You were so epically heroic today, you making shit up about me and lenses and referring to yourself as my doll, this clown falling for all of it. What's the lenses thing? You making shit up about me and lenses. Lenses. Interesting. We'll have to look into that. Also, they called Baldoni a rabid pig. A rabid pig. Oh, yeah. In a 2024 exchange with Colleen Hoover, who's an author, Lively repeatedly insulted Baldoni for defending his creative rights. He just keeps behaving like a rabid pig. Instead, he chooses to make a monster out of me. Ah, man. This is great. And just like that, the biggest celebrity, Taylor Swift, is so intricately involved in this story now. It's crazy. I wonder how she feels this morning. I wonder how their relation, Blake Lively and Taylor, are they still friends or are they not? I don't even know if they're still friends or not. I know that Taylor's been distancing herself from Blake, but maybe they're still cool. May 2025 was what? May 2020, so it's nearly been a year, nearly January, February, March, April, May. Oh no, it's been a bit over 6 months. Bad news story. You don't see bad news days for Taylor Swift very much. What was the last bad news thing for Taylor Swift? It's never even that bad. But this kind of makes her look a bit, it makes her look a bit like a liar. It kind of makes her look a bit like a bad friend to Blake now. Like if you were so helpful for all of this time, again, like why now don't you have my back anymore? I'd be pissed if I was Blake. Justice for Blake Lively.
Oh yeah, Corey, this is like your Christmas, huh?
This is my Christmas. So we got a lot of Taylor Swift, Blake Lively. I think this bitch. If Justin was strategic, he would be like, no Taylor Swift in the trailer. Do you know that quote? If Justin was strategic, he would be like, no Taylor Swift in the trailer. Is that trailer like as in like the trailer for the movie or a trailer at the set? Like a movie, like a trailer
No,
park?
it's the trailer in the movie. The trailer of the movie.
Oh.
Like using her music in the trailer gives Blake more power because it's obviously Blake's friend.
Okay.
That's what it means.
This clown falling for all. You're the world's absolute greatest friend ever. Has anyone ever said that to you? Like Blake said to Taylor? You were the world's absolute greatest friend ever. Yes. No one's ever said that to me. Ryan Reynolds described Baldoni as a malignantly vain sociopath feminist with almost no sense of boundaries or shame. I haven't believed he hasn't gone to jail. Nice. Well, that's going to be a good story. And we'll also cover Timothy Busfield.
Yep.
Which is a very interesting story, too. I kind of feel sorry for Timothy Busfield. Okay. Is it 7:30? Yeah.
All right.
Devin, you good?
Yeah, I'm just reading really quick.
Cool. We're good.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Hello and welcome to the TMZ podcast. I'm Charlie Cotton. This is Devin Rao.
Morning.
Good morning, my friend.
Good morning.
Big news day?
Yeah, a lot going on. I thought we were. I knew the war between Baldoni and Blake Lively was still going strong. It had kind of got a little stale, though.
A little boring.
Not the documents that we got yesterday, though.
Private text messages between Blake and Taylor.
Pretty explosive stuff, for sure.
They show how much Taylor was involved, how passionately she was defending Blake. And then for the past year, she's been like, not her friend anymore. It's like, either you're my friend and you'll have my back, like she did privately. And then in public, she abandoned Blake.
Yeah, hasn't said anything. She wasn't at the Super Bowl with her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting story. And we'll also talk about this Timothy Busfield case. He's out of jail now.
It was a super long court hearing yesterday where the prosecutors in New Mexico stated their case, Timothy Busfield's attorney stated their case, and the judge sided with Timothy Busfield.
For now, we'll get into it.
As far as, yes, for now.
Super interesting case. I've got a big take on that, but...
Do you?
Yeah.
Usually do.
We'll get to it. We're live.
That's a tease.
That's a tease. It's called a tease, everyone. We're live on YouTube.
Dude, there's so many documents, by the way.
In what?
In the Baldoni. It's like 5,000 pages.
5,000?
Something like that.
How do you go through all of those?
We have our ways.
ChatGPT?
There's different avenues we use.
Okay. Let's get to the first story. Taylor Swift has gone from bystander to strategist in this Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni thing, because private text messages have come out showing that Taylor was kind of advising Blake what to do this whole time. She was calling Baldoni stuff like a bitch with a tiny violin. They were talking about how he's a clown. They were saying what he's an idiot.
The thing is that's interesting about all this stuff is this is exactly the opposite of what we were being told from you know, sources around her. And when all this was going down originally, when all this came out about this big meeting at the penthouse, and we were being told, and it was being put out there, that Taylor had no idea that Justin was going to be there, was blindsided by the whole thing, and really had nothing to do with this whole beef between Blake and Justin, when in reality, it looks like she had a lot to do with it.
A lot.
And what was being told to us at the time was that she had distanced herself from Blake, and you know, their friendship had kind of been completely fractured after, remember, the text message came out about Blake referring to Taylor as one of her dragons.
Yeah.
And she felt, and that was a text to, I forgot exactly who it was to, but it was to someone else. And she felt like blindsided, like, oh, like this was I had nothing to do with this. She was using me behind the scenes to like get her way in the movie, which, I mean, according to all the stuff that got revealed yesterday, she was well aware of what was going on.
Yeah, it kind of, I don't want to call her a liar, but it kind of seems like she has definitely been exaggerating her side of the truth for like the past 6 months to a year, because now it shows in text messages between Taylor and Blake that Taylor and Blake were talking about confronting Baldoni, and Taylor rocked up to the house in order to confront Baldoni. And then after that meeting took place, both of the women were congratulating each other on how well the meeting went.
Right. And I mean, the text that made a lot of headlines was, I think it was Taylor saying about Baldoni to Blake, I think this bitch knows something is coming because he's gotten out his tiny violin.
That could be her new.
What a diss. But no, but apparently the song, now fans are reanalyzing the song that everyone thought was a diss track to, I guess she makes a reference to a tiny violin.
Does she?
Everyone thought that was a diss track at Blake, when in reality, I think it might have been a diss track at Baldoni.
Oh.
So people are now like reanalyzing her album.
Yeah, so, I was going to say that could make a good song, The Bitch with a Tiny Violin.
Yeah, so apparently yeah, exactly. So, yeah, there are some other things in here where Taylor was telling Blake, and there's a quote from a text, if Justin was strategic, he would just like know Taylor Swift in the trailer because that gives you more power over the film. That's your ally, not his. So this is basically her being like, he's being an idiot for wanting my song in the trailer for the movie because that just gives more power to you. Mm. And you guys are arguing over whose cut is going to be the final cut.
Right. And so in order, Taylor wasn't the only celebrity that Blake tried to get on her side. It's crazy, actually, that the Damons are involved, Matt and his wife. Ben Affleck was contacted to try to have support. Bradley Cooper and Anna Wintour. Blake literally tried to form like a celebrity Avengers in order to get her script across the line.
It's a pretty good group.
Not bad.
I mean, the only one that's missing is Leo.
True.
That's like the only person she didn't hit up.
I just don't understand. Like, he is the writer of the film. He's more than the writer. He's the director.
Well, that's the thing.
It's his production company.
That's the thing, though, is that she didn't like his version.
Why sign up for the film?
She did her own, and there was this whole power struggle of whose is going to actually make whose cut is going to make the final movie.
Yes.
Basically.
Some of Blake's cuts made, I think. Some of her scenes made it.
And so the problem is that when you have someone like Blake Lively and the power dynamic between, I mean, I didn't know Justin Baldoni's name until this happened.
Right.
And she's able to bring all these, as you call them, Avengers to her side and to defend her cut. I mean, it's like she was basically just trying to strong arm the guy.
Why join the movie at all? This is Baldoni's the lead actor. He's the director. It's his production company shooting it. Then Blake Lively, who is a bigger star, joins the movie and tries to change all of it.
I mean, because I think, obviously, this was an extremely popular book, right? And I think Blake probably really loved the book and wanted to be involved and probably knew nothing about Justin Baldoni. And then she got in business with him and realized, for whatever reason, that they didn't get along. She hated the guy, and so she basically tried to just strong arm him out of the movie.
Right. She actually texted the author of the book saying that Baldoni just keeps behaving like a rabid pig.
Yeah.
He's choosing to make a monster out of me, she says.
Well, there was a lot of obviously HR issues that she raised on set and allegations she made against him about him making her feel uncomfortable in certain things, and whether that's true or not, or if that was just another avenue she was using to try to strong arm him out of the movie, I don't know. But
it does. I feel like it does weaken that side of the case, though, because it's not like her whole case is centered around, I felt uncomfortable. I feel like I was too nude, too much. If that was her only case, all right, well, let's tackle that. But now we've got the fact that she was trying to push her script along, and it's just so muddled. She looks so bad in this, I think, Blake Lively.
Well, yeah, because
rubbing off on Taylor Swift, it's already rubbed off on Ryan Reynolds.
Well, a lot of people are now feeling like the Taylor Swift amazing PR that she's had for however many years, that it's just been a flawless PR and image for Taylor Swift is kind of being stripped back a little, because you're seeing these texts where Blake saying texting her you're so epically heroic today. I recapped every moment to Ryan. So for her to then say she had no idea what was going on when she showed up at that penthouse, it's just it doesn't seem truthful at all.
Blake said to Taylor, "You are the world's absolute greatest friend ever." Wow.
That's high praise.
That is the world's absolute greatest friend ever. Wow, that must be a pretty good friend.
And so by her saying she was betrayed and unaware of this whole thing at this culmination at this penthouse, it's just not true.
If I'm Blake, I'm pissed. You're my best friend. You had my back privately, you had my back in our house coming at Baldoni, and then when everything starts to come out, you basically leave me and put me all on my own.
Turn her back on her.
Literally almost, they're never seen together
because
anymore.
She's never said anything publicly about it. You clearly see what happened here, though. She was her friend behind the scenes, but once this thing got so messy and it was interfering with Taylor Swift's image, she's like, I'm out.
Well, what about now then? Now that it's shown how close the two are and have been, does Taylor need to come out and...
It's the Taylor Swift playbook she's going to ignore. She never addresses this stuff.
So there is a hearing coming up to determine whether this will go to trial or not.
It's definitely going to. It's once you're in this far, it's you move forward.
They'll be able to call Taylor Swift to the stand.
Everything's already been exposed. So it's at this point, they've gone to so much trouble. You're in so deep. It's there's no way either of them are going to back away now.
Insane.
So yeah, I think later on this year, it will most likely go to trial.
Timothy Busfield, he's out of jail. Pending a trial for sex abuse charges to do with minors. This is such an interesting story too, because when news comes out that this famous guy is being accused of touching not one but two boys inappropriately, everyone kind of makes their mind up about that person. If rumors about that exist, that's not good about you. But now this guy's in court talking to a judge, and all of the evidence in inverted commas is coming out, And it seems like there is no evidence, in inverted commas.
Well, yeah. I mean, so essentially what happened here, it was a long, court hearing yesterday where the New Mexico prosecutor, she presented all their findings, which I didn't think she did a great job. I watched it. She just wasn't very compelling, didn't seem very organized. And then obviously his attorneys got up and just basically went point for point through everything, just rebutting everything that happened. Essentially what his attorneys were saying is like, these kids aren't being victimized by Timothy. They're being victimized by their own parents.
Right.
Which is crazy. And the judge ended up siding with not on the trial and if he's actually going to be charged, but let him out of jail. The prosecutors wanted him in jail until the trial happened. So he got out. He got to keep his passport. They don't think he's a flight risk. And basically he can go about his life until the trial, but he doesn't have to sit in a New Mexico jail.
Right. And the evidence that we've heard the last couple of days, including at the trial yesterday, for one, someone who was on set the whole time who worked on the movie
said there's no way this could have happened.
The cleaning lady, the TV show, said there's no way this could have happened. And he gave lots of different reasons why there's no way this could have happened. Also, the police recordings have come out and the boys they deny that it ever happened.
Yeah, they specifically asked the boys, if he had ever touched them inappropriately, and they flat out said no, both of them.
Yeah, well, I mean, one of the boys, the police didn't even have to ask them to say yes or no. The boy volunteers, oh, yeah, but Timothy didn't touch me inappropriately. I know what's inappropriate. Because the boys are over 10 at this stage when they're being questioned by police, right? They're like, they're little people.
It had been a couple years. If you're playing like devil's advocate, the other side of things are that, sometimes they're kids. And I mean, Timothy's obviously saying these kids were brainwashed by their parents to come forward as like a revenge thing against him for them being cut from the movie, which other people apparently on set had claimed that, according to the affidavit, that they had heard the mom say things like that. Like if they were going to be cut, they were going to take revenge. But the devil's advocate part of it is that sometimes young kids are, scared or don't want to talk to police or people they don't know. And according to the parents, this all ended up coming out after the kids revealed this to a therapist they saw.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when they came forward. So, but to your point, they don't seem to have too much evidence of this actually happening.
Yeah, so I mean, you don't want to be too quick to judgment.
But and to your point in the beginning, which just sucks with that's how the world works, is headlines come out, Timothy Busfield accused of sex abuse charges. Those are there forever.
I know.
And even if like this goes to trial and he's cleared, it's like people will associate who don't follow the trial him with sex abuse of children.
Right.
Whether or not that he was ever charged for it or not. So it's a really shitty story for sure.
Yeah.
And yeah, I guess obviously we'll be following it. He'll have, the trial and he'll have his day in court and we will see what the judge decides then. But for now, he's free.
Okay, let's read out the comments.
Let's do it. Baldoni Lively, Craig McFly, 1985. Hello, TMZ. Here's a better question. Why the hell did Justin cast Blake for the lead role in the first place?
That's a decent question.
Because she's a massive star and they probably didn't know each other at all.
Yeah.
And then they met and didn't get along whatsoever.
You can say a lot of things about Blake Lively. You can't
she's
say
beautiful.
She's not just
she's
stunning.
And she's a really good actress.
Great actress.
So he got an A-list star for his movie and and then met her and realized I can't stand this woman.
Right.
But at that point it's too late. LWL015, Blake didn't read the book. Look at her deposition.
Oh,
interesting.
nice.
I mean, there's 5,000 pages.
LWL, thank you.
I don't think I've read 5,000 pages in my entire life.
So Blake didn't read the book. And also, Text with Taylor Swift revealed that Blake was saying, you need to come and have my back. You don't even need to read my script.
Yeah, she's
just
like,
pretend you love it the best.
Yeah, I'm sending you it. I don't actually expect you to read it, but just like back me.
Right. Well, I mean, I get that. I get my friend too. Just back me, bro.
Yeah, exactly. You don't need to know all the details.
No, loyalty.
The Mitchum, Blake lied, got caught, and made Justin a villain for no damn reason. She deserves all the negativity she has attracted.
This is bad for Blake. This is bad for Ryan. It's bad for Taylor.
I mean, it's really bad for everyone because...
Is it bad for Baldoni?
Yeah, I mean, not these particular documents. I would say these actually, he's winning today in this battle. But don't you kind of feel that, like, going forward, he's kind of like, first of all, do you not think like he's alienated himself in Hollywood to where it's like, I don't know if I want to be involved with this guy, whether he was right or wrong?
Won't his next movie be big though because of all of this? I don't know.
I don't know. And I also know that like all these big stars and are gonna always have Blake's back and Ryan's.
Right.
So yeah, bad situation. Denimv. I wonder if Taylor was going on Blake's word that Baldoni was just an awful boss or director, but jumped ship when Blake came out with sexual harassment claims, knowing Blake never mentioned that. Could be.
That is interesting. If they've got all of these texts about how, like, you need to get my version of the script, why didn't Blake ever text her about, I feel sexually under threat and la la la? We don't see those texts. That is interesting. If they're talking so much, why is that no communication?
Like you're saying the Taylor Swift side could be, oh, I thought this was just about like the creative. I didn't know this was about anything else.
No, but like they've been so open with each other. We've seen, we can prove
But those
that
are
now.
also just the texts. We don't have phone calls.
But you would have thought that there'd be some text in there saying, and by the way, he's trying to kiss me all the time on set.
True. What side are you on? Team Baldoni, Team Nobody, and Team Blake.
Ooh.
I find myself in Nobody land.
I'm Team Baldoni.
Because
I'm in the 66%.
I mean, he's the underdog story in this, in my opinion.
Team Blake, you guys voted 5% at Team Blake. 5%.
Yeah.
And that's probably including Taylor Swift fans who want to vote for Blake, right?
Right. Yeah. That's
5%.
Not looking good in public opinion for Blake right now. Poll, do you believe Timothy Busfield is guilty? No, 64. Yes, 36. That's interesting because obviously they need, for him to be charged, the prosecutors need 100%.
Yeah, to be found guilty.
Which, from like you've said, from what we've seen and what they've presented thus far, I don't think they have enough. Do you?
From what I've seen so far, and maybe there's stuff coming out that I haven't seen, I think that the kids' parents are concocting this whole thing. That's what it seems like to me.
Yeah.
Which, if that is the case,
that's disgusting.
How bad would you feel for Timothy Busfield, and how bad would you feel for the boys? Like, if a parent is putting that into a kid's head in order to say, like, get a big financial windfall.
But haven't you also heard of, like, how crazy stage parents can be? These are, like, kid actors, and they clearly want their kids to, like, be successsul.
If you gaslight your kid into thinking they were, like, molested or something, what the hell?
It's insane, but it's not, like, the first time that this has happened.
That the kid should be taken away. If that's true, if you're putting that into your kid's head and making them think that happened to them in order to win money for yourself because you lost your job or something.
Is crazy. No, it is. Is
that it?
I think that's it.
That's the end.
That's all we got. By the way, you think I'm like, and people think like I'm your biggest hater. Your new little series you're doing on social media is hilarious.
Business or Pleasure?
I love it so much. It's so damn funny.
I don't know how, Thank you very much.
If you're out there, just check it out. I think these people you find at LAX they're characters they're cartoon characters.
A lot of interesting people